Hey everybody, I'm back with another weekly chat, and how have you guys been doing this week? I have been doing very well, and I wanted to start out this chat video with a praise report. I don't know if you remember me talking about the tire light in my car that came on one morning. That's probably been maybe 3 weeks ago. A little fuzzy on the time frame, but 3 to 4 weeks ago. And I said I've been plagued with that tire light pretty much ever since I've gotten the car. And I think only 2 times, I think, that it's come on, that it's ever been something serious. The rest of the time, it's just been kind of when it gets cold, the weather, atmosphere changes, or the whatever changes, that the tire light just comes on. Most of the time, it is nothing. So a couple, 3, 4 weeks ago, whatever, the tire light came on. I took it out to the tire place, and they said that the tire pressure was normal, everything was fine. I made the assumption that it was a bad sensor, because that has happened before as well. The sensor just goes bad and it needs to be replaced, and my car is 9 years old. So I assumed it was a sensor. So fast forward to this week, Tuesday, I was getting in my car, and usually, but right before I get in my car, I have gotten in the habit of inspecting all of the tires just to make sure they're not flat. I don't see any, what nails in them, anything that doesn't need to be in there. Sometimes I pick the little rocks out of them. Anyway, I just look at all the tires, kind of inspect them a little bit before I get in my car and take off, especially if it's a longer trip. If it's just to the grocery store, not too much inspection going on, but if it's several miles, I like to look at the tires. So Tuesday rolled around, I got out. I was about to get in my car. I was looking at the tires, and I noticed the right front tire. It was the way, I guess, the tire was placed that I could see this. It was near the ground, so the tire had a bulge in it. I don't know how to do the shape, but it had a bulge, and the tire was pulling away from the wheel. I think that's what the thing is called. The whole frame is the wheel. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is not a good thing. So, number one, my praise report is that I think that had been the cause potentially of the tire sensor light coming on. And I think why I didn't notice it before was maybe the position of the tire when I had parked it. If it was up, I probably would not have seen the bulge like I did when it was sitting, that part was on the ground. So I was like, oh my goodness. So the car goes to the tire place, and first of all, I wanted to say, part of the praise report is that nothing happened to the car. I didn't have any blowouts. I didn't have any flat tires in that time frame from when the tire light came on. I was safe the entire time, so I'm so thankful for that. Then the car goes to the tire place. They have it all day long, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, this is probably going to cost maybe a couple $100. I was praying that it didn't cost more than $200, because when I got my car, I didn't know how much the tires were going to cost, or that would have really made me think about getting a different kind of car. The original tires that came on the car were about $300 each. Yes, you heard me right, $300 each. This newer set that I got on last year is a little bit cheaper. They're maybe $200 each, maybe a little bit more than $200. So potentially the tires can be anywhere from $200 to $300 each. So I was thinking, okay, one tire, that's maybe $200. Well, they called and said, okay, your car's ready to pick up, and Road Hazard covered it. And the only thing I had to pay was $26. I wrote this down somewhere. $26.47. I am so thankful. That is a praise report. That's I was safe. That's the number one thing. I was safe. There was no damage to the wheel, which would have cost a lot of money to replace the wheel, and the whole total price was $26.47. I am so thankful for that. That is a blessing right there. Okay, so I just thought I would share that with you guys. I am so happy about that. That made my week. Then I've also been doing a lot of uploading items to eBay since last weekend. I think I am close to 30 items now. somewhere between, when I typed this up earlier in the week, I had already uploaded, by Monday, I'd already uploaded 23 items to eBay, and I've added more stuff since then, but I kind of lost count. Then I also pulled out some stuff that I did not think was sellable, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's in good condition. So I pulled out, at that point on Monday, 14 items to be donated. These are still good items. I just didn't think they would be worth my time and energy and all the fees to sell them. I could have gotten like $5 for some of this stuff. So I just didn't think it would be worth it. So I pulled out 14 items to be donated, close to 30 items by now to be uploaded to eBay. I still have 5 to 6 items left that I've already pulled out to be uploaded to eBay. And I want to make at least one more pass through my closet, if not 2 more passes, try some more stuff on, look at it, say, am I going to wear this item? And now, not all of the stuff was clothing that I pull out. I've added some, well, still items that can be worn. I've added watches, a couple of Michael Kors watches. I've got a Coach watch that I'm going to be adding. And if you're interested in checking out stuff, my eBay link is always listed below. I am not asking you guys to buy anything whatsoever. I'm just saying if you want to take a look, the link is below. So I've got to add the Coach watch. I've got 2 other watches that the batteries have died, and so I've debated, do I just put them on eBay and just say needs a new battery, or do I go get the batteries? I'm leaning towards go getting the batteries put in them, and the reason being I want to make sure they're actually working, and there's no reason that they shouldn't be working, but I want to make sure they're working, so I probably will go get batteries put in those watches. So I've got another Michael Kors, and then one of the Swatch watches. It's a clear watch. And the reason why I decided to add those, I've been collecting, let me just back up a minute. I've been collecting watches for years. I love watches. I'm not wearing anything today. I'm a lefty, so I always wear it on my right arm. But I love watches. I collect them, but I looked at them and I said, I am not wearing these particular ones. They're not getting any use. Why not sell them and put that money towards one of my wish list items? So that's what I'm doing. And so far this week I've actually sold 4 things, so I'm very, very, very thankful for that. And so I am hoping to sell a lot more stuff, so wish me luck on that. And one other thing that was so exciting, I'm sorry I'm playing with my hair today. That is annoying, and I apologize, but I'm seeing something, it may be actually on my glasses. I should have cleaned them first, but I feel like I'm seeing something, and I feel like it's a hair in my way, but it actually may be on my glasses. But I apologize for playing with my hair. I curled it today with my curling wand, and as you can see, it gets really loose curls, and I feel like my hair is flat, so I just thought I would get that out there. But another exciting thing, this little commercial break right there that happened. And first of all, I need to apologize because I do not remember this person's name, and I am horrified that I cannot remember his name. And if you watch this video, you'll know who I'm talking about. And let me know your name next time I come into Nordstrom. I went to Nordstrom last Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day. I think it was Saturday. And I wanted to try on a pair of shoes that were on my wish list. They didn't have the exact pair. One of them, it's a pair of Gucci shoes. I'll tell you that item is on my wish list. There's a hint. And I want the taller heel. And then they had, they didn't have that at Nordstrom, but they had it's basically the same shoe, but it had maybe a 1 to 1.5 2-inch heel. I'm not really sure, but it was the same shoe other than the heel size. So I thought that would be a good idea at least to try those on to see if the size fits and to see if I liked them, and I did. And so when I was out there, one sales associate was helping me, and he went to get my sizes, and then another sales associate came over and he says, I just got to tell you, I watch your YouTube videos and I love your style. That just made my day. Let me tell you, when someone comes up to you, if you do YouTube or a blog or something, and says, oh, you know, watch your videos or read your blog, whatever, it is so exciting. And I will tell you, this has only happened, I think, once before, and you know, I don't expect it to really ever happen, but when it does, it just makes my day. So I want to say thank you for watching my videos, everybody who does it. So, and if you happen to be in Nashville and see me, please come and say hi. It just makes my day. So I really appreciate that. So I mean, I've had a pretty good week this week. Let's see. I'm just looking at my notes, as you guys know I do. I filmed a couple of videos. One of them I had filmed right after a chat video a couple weeks ago, and in that particular chat video I said, I'm sorry, I'm doing the laundry. There was something very noisy. It was a jacket with like metal little buckles on it, and every time the dryer would spin or rotate, those buckles would hit against the dryer and make all kinds of noise, and I apologized for it in the chat video. Well, I had filmed another video right after that, and I should not have done that, so I went to edit that video, and I was like, no, that was so annoying. I'm not going to do that to anybody else again. I already did it once in the chat video. I'm not going to do this again. So I dumped that footage and ended up having to refilm that video, and it's going to be a review video that will either go up this week or next week. And then I had filmed my sunglasses collection. I've already filmed a glasses collection 2 years ago, something like that. And so I just decided to film just my sunglasses collection. And you guys know, if you do YouTube or have watched other people's videos, typically you just dress from the waist up for the camera and you don't worry about the waist down. So one of my pair of sunglasses has mirrored lenses, and let's just say there was a wardrobe malfunction because you could see things that I didn't want to be shown in the lenses. So I was like, ah! So I had to end up refilming my sunglasses, and I dressed completely that time. Not saying I wasn't dressed the first time, it was just what I was wearing I did not want to be shown on YouTube. Let's put it that way, from the waist down. Oh, I'm embarrassing myself right now. But anyway, let's just say wardrobe malfunction that showed up in the lenses. And also, I will tell you, in that sunglass video collection, there's going to be some reflections of other things that are behind the camera. So it is what it is. So anyway, that happened. Let's see, one thing I wanted to say, oh, here's another thing. This is so random. I keep hearing people on YouTube videos, TV, I'm trying to think if I read anything maybe, and they keep using the word basic, but it's being used in a negative way, and I really wasn't sure what that meant. For example, somebody was talking about, some lady was talking about somebody else's fashion style, and she's like, and I'm going to try to repeat it in her manner, but it was like, that is so basic. And it was kind of like that tone, and I'm like, well, that sounded really negative. What does, when somebody uses the word basic in that tone that comes out negative, what is that meaning? Are you making fun of their style? What? I don't know. I've used the term basically a lot. I used to say basically all the time, but it was just a habit I got into, and it really wasn't negative. So I wasn't sure what that meant. And if you guys will let me know, because it seems very negative, and I'm like, I don't want to use the word basic if it's coming out in a negative way, or if the way the word's language is now negative. Words have a way of changing over time. One time, you know, there's nothing wrong with a word, now it's negative. So anyway, I'm just curious about that. And so another thing that's a little bit of a negative thing that I've been noticing lately is somebody will do either a haul video or showing something they bought that may be a little bit on the pricey side. I've noticed that people are leaving comments telling them, you should not have spent that much money on said item, you should donate it to charity. I've literally seen comments, almost the exact same comments. I'm kind of wondering if it was the same person, but regardless, it was on different people's channels. And number one, I want to say giving should come from the heart, and also, you don't know as a viewer what the YouTuber does for giving if they don't share it. And I also think that as it comes from the heart, it doesn't necessarily need to be done in public as well, because I think the act of giving itself is a blessing, And I think that to do that, and this is just my opinion, but I feel more blessed giving and, you know, not broadcasting it out loud. Yes, I do church givings, I do donations, you know, different things like that, but I don't necessarily like to get up here and just blast it out. I've said it a few times, but generally I don't bring it up. And I just think it is so rude to tell somebody that is showing an item that they've bought, that they are so in love with this item. Yes, it's frivolous, but that is their prerogative, that, oh, you shouldn't have bought that, you should have donated that to charity. And I mean, that is just so, I mean, that's like the height of rudeness in my opinion. But anyway, I just didn't know if you guys have noticed anything like that. And number one, you do not know what these people do as far as giving or anything like that. So I just, again, thought I would share that. And of course, some things that people spend their money on are shocking. Some people may be shocked by what I spend my money on. That is fine. That is their prerogative. I am shocked sometimes by what I've seen other people buy. And did I leave any comments? Absolutely not. I mean, for example, I was watching, this kind of shocked me a little bit, but then I got to thinking about it. I'm like, well, you know what? She's making all that money back. But I don't always watch Tati. I've mentioned her before. Don't always watch her, but I was watching one video this week, and she was doing the Christian Louboutin, I think they're lip glosses, lip lacquers, and she was doing a review on those, and I'm addicted to lip gloss, so I was kind of saying, is this something that I would like to get? And number one, no, it's not something I want to get. I'm not getting that whatsoever. But I looked in the description box below, and she said she spent $680, and I want to say there was 8 of them, or something like that. They're like, I think $85 each, and I'm like, absolutely not. That is something I would not want to spend my money on, but that is just me. But I want to say that is her prerogative. Plus, she's getting a lot of views from this, so she's making money back from YouTube. She probably is writing it off on her taxes, so even though she spent that much, it's really not costing her that much in the long run. So, you know, it's not as shocking when you sit down and think about it. So I just thought, you know, I would share that with you. So yeah, I get shocked by what some people spend on items. You know, I wouldn't dream of spending $680 on Christian Louboutin lip lacquers. I'd rather buy a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes for $680. But on that note, I don't think I will ever buy any more Christian Louboutin shoes, but I just thought I would throw that out there right at that moment. So one other thing, and I'm going to wrap up this video, and there have been, and I'm trying to think how to say this. I feel like if I don't say anything, I would be remiss, but I don't always want to bring up negative things on my channel. And so there have been events that happened in the United States this week, and these events have been tragic, have been horrifying to a lot of people, and I really just want to say overall, we really need to pray for our country. If you live in the United States, if you live somewhere else, pray for your country. And also I would request that if you are in another country, to pray for the United States. So many things are going on right now that just saddens me. And so, I mean, that's pretty much what I want to say about that. So many people have given their opinion. I do not want to get political on this channel. This channel is for fun and really a lot of frivolous things. And I don't want to constantly bringing up bad news on the channel, and because literally over the past, over the past month or so, all of the events that happened all around the world, and you guys know what I'm talking about if you've watched the news, read anything online, I could literally talk nonstop about all these horrific events that have happened around the world. And I don't want to ignore them and just pretend that they don't exist, but I also just don't want to dwell on it all the time. But other than to say, we really need to pray for our world right now, and just everything going on. It very much saddens me, and so I thought I would leave it like that, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you've had a blessed and wonderful week wherever you are. Let me know how you are doing, and everything's going well for me so far, and just also pray that I sell more eBay stuff. I couldn't help but throwing that in there. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.